and welcome. I'm Arcayla, and every single week I do an energy reading for the week ahead to give you some support and guidance to navigate what comes up. And this week, it's a big week in every single reading, and that's because there are big shifts taking place. And for a lot of you, these shifts have been warming up for a while, and I feel like a lot of answers are going to be offered this week. And there will be a lot of change coming in for everybody. So, as ever, you've got 3 readings to choose from. Intuitively decide which number feels right for you. You could always listen to more than one number if it feels right. And then go to the copy below where you'll find timestamps, and you can just click on your chosen number and go straight to your reading. And I look forward to seeing you there. If you chose reading number 1, what is coming through for you is there will be a single event that occurs this week, and it's going to have a really big impact on your life, and it's going to signify the beginning of new things and the ending of a lot of things. And this could be like an internal decision that you suddenly get really, really clear on in yourself, and from that place start to behave and act differently, or make the decision to start behaving and acting differently. Or it could be some occurrence that takes place that comes from somebody else or just happens to you in your life. But however it manifests, there's definitely a specific experience that is going to take place, or may have already taken place very, very recently, like today or maybe yesterday. And what this week is about is observing how the impact of that event is going to calibrate itself, integrate itself into your life. And what is very clear, as I said, is there's going to be a lot of endings and a lot of beginnings. And this can be a really pleasant experience in many ways, and a sad experience in many ways. There's a grieving process and an embracing process. And what's coming through here is the invitation for you to become adept at holding space for this. And if you're not familiar with the concept of holding space, what that really means is you being able to observe what is happening, what is coming up with inside you, and what is happening to you from the external, and observe it all from a place of trust. I want you to imagine that there's a toddler having some sort of meltdown, and the parent is standing there, not trying to fix it or quiet the toddler, but actually just letting the toddler go through this emotional experience and giving them the space and the time to navigate the experience and come out the other side of what this foggy emotional trauma might have felt like. And in the process of that, just letting the toddler know that it's all going to be okay, not because of what they're saying or doing, but because of the way that they are holding space, the way that they are showing up within themselves. And this is kind of what the universe is inviting you to do this week for yourself. It's imagine that whatever the reactions within you that might be triggered, any reactive responses to what's occurring, observe them from a place of patience, a place of trust, and not let yourself be caught up in what could be a moment of reactivity. Rather, meeting this week from a place of, well, if this takes place, I now have the context around which I can observe what happens and hold space for the outcome of this experience, no matter what it looks like. And a technique you can use to help yourself navigate this is to continually ask yourself as the week progresses, and as you observe experiences unfolding because of this catalyst that takes place, continually ask yourself, is the way I'm feeling about this coming from a place of trust or from a place of fear? And that will help you navigate the impulsive reactions that may arise within you, because what's coming up there is your conditioning about how you should react to an experience of this nature. And what's being invited for you is to find a new way of responding to this. And in the process, you're actually going to break an old pattern. And that is why this is happening. It's actually an opportunity for you to create sustainable change in your path's evolution. So it's a really big, beautiful opportunity and quite an amazing week ahead for you. So I hope this is of help. Of course, every week I've got the crystalline transmissions, which are there to support you in this journey. They are an opportunity for you to lie and listen with your eyes closed and be taken to a place which helps you feel supported, loved, in alignment, and it also has a very healing impact. You can check that out here at this link or in the copy below. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. If you chose reading number 2, what's coming through is an invitation for containment. Now, this might come across as feeling a bit reductive or restrictive in some way, and actually this is not the case at all. This week, there's going to be an invitation for profound internal consolidation. And that's because of this containment. So however this containment manifests, whether you may not feel well and have to spend all your time indoors in bed, or maybe someone that you love needs you to look after them, and so you're kind of restricted in a way by being their caretaker, or maybe you've got big news and you can't share it for whatever reason. However this containment manifests, there's a sense of feeling like you have to hold something or everything in. And this, in the past, would have been something that would have felt very challenging, and I feel this sense of injustice. Like it would have felt limiting and unfair even. And what is coming up for you this week are these narratives which were very much from a childlike or an inner child wound, more specifically. And the reason they're coming up for you is because it's time for these aspects of your being to be met in a new way, to be transformed, to be seen through a new perspective. And in the process of that, you are being invited to step into a deeper and deeper level of understanding of who you are. And in this containment, what's actually happening is, under this pressure, there's this much more profound level of connection and integration that is able to take place within you. This feels like a growing up week in a way, a maturity week, a week of acceleration in a very subtle but extremely powerful way. And though there is going to be a level of discomfort, the reward, so to speak, the outcome of this is going to be very significant, as it will, I feel as though it's going to relay some very old imprints in your being that you created as a child. And it's profound healing, really, because these blueprint conditioning behaviors are being reset. And this great sense of withholding and the self-discipline actually that's going to require, and the level of trust that's going to require, is really where that shift will be allowed to take place and to sustainably change, so that any scenario that comes up in the future that's of this nature, you will respond easily to with this new level of understanding that's being cultivated in you this week. So again, very powerful week. And I feel that you're going to start to see yourself in a really new way. You're going to observe, oh wow, I'm responding to this really differently. I didn't know I was capable of this. And that is all part of what is being embedded deeply into your system, this new operating manual, so to speak. And of course, to support and assist you with this, there is the crystalline transmission, which I do every single week. And that is to bring in these frequencies, these multidimensional frequencies, to support your system in the integration of this new energy that is really flowing in for all of us right now, and will particularly help you with this week that's coming in. So if you want to learn more, you can check out the link here. You can also go to the copy below this video and have a look there. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. If you chose number 3, for you this week is about cracking open. You have no choice about this. There has been a series of events taking place over the last 6 months which have led to this week. This week is about a really significant shift occurring in your system, and it's not going to be hard. This is because the hard work feels like it's done. The last 6 months have been the hard work. Now it's just about letting it happen. As I said, you have no choice. And it's this sense of cracking open. And the cracking open is occurring because over the last 6 months, as you've been going through this journey of recalibration, there has been more and more space made in your energetic system for high dimensional light, 5th dimensional light, some of you 7, 8, 9 dimensional light. And what's happening is that as this has built, it's got to this place where it's really ready to just expand into your system now, and really give you a very solid grounding in this higher dimensional energy, which is just going to become how you are now. And as part of this, there is a really powerful reconnection with your divine masculine, because the light energy that is being activated, that is coming through the cracks, so to speak, is fire energy, a lot of fire energy, but not insatiable, destructive fire. This is pulsing, beautiful, controlled heat that is empowering, that is coming in now like this freight train. and this isn't a one-off situation. This is now part of your makeup. And over the last 6 months, what's been happening is these experiences that have triggered your fire, so to speak. And you've had these moments where it's felt very uncontrollable and even messy and unpleasant, because it's surged up and it's had this kind of volcanic impact on your life. And it was all necessary, because as a child, there was a level of suppression where the fire was kept at bay. And over the last 6 months, this cracking open has allowed this fire to start to flow. And this energy has now, through these series of experiences, created such a flow that it doesn't need to be volcanic anymore, because of this matrix of opening that's occurred. It's now just coming up in your system, and it's just going to be part of who you are. You can already feel it. Last week you felt it. This week you're feeling it. You're going to feel it, and it's going to be this steady ability to really show up for yourself in a really empowered, loving, and consistent way. So a really, really amazing week for you. And just be aware, any headaches or jaw ache or earache or sinus issues or ringing in the ear, any of this is part of this journey. So don't panic. If any of that is occurring, that is a big part of what has been warming up for this shift in your energetic being. If you would like support with navigating this journey this week, you can always sign up for the crystalline transmissions, which I do every single week, to help exactly these experiences, to help bring these experiences into a level of harmony. Through the session, we tune in with earth energy. I tune in with your energy body, and we harmonize. We work with the chakras, we work with how the energy is flowing in your system, and we bring it into a level of alignment and elevation. So if that feels helpful to you, you can find out more here, or you can go to the copy below and sign up through the link there. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.